Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Headkrack After Hours. Is the champ, man. You've seen this dude get busy in so many different weight classes: middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight. And here it is, 2020, stepping into the ring again. One time for Roy Jones Jr. What up, baby?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Everything is good. I've been talking about this fight for weeks. There hasn't really been a lot to get excited about in 2020. And as big of a boxing fan as I am, it gets no bigger than this. Roy, I don't think you understand. Like, anytime you would fight, it would be such an event. And I will always throw fight parties at the crib, to the point to, for this event, I'm throwing a fight party in my backyard because I don't want to get COVID. But you know, it's the most normal thing of 2020 for me.
For me, man, I just try to give it to people because we have everything went so bad in 2020. You know what I mean? 2020 has been such a bad year. And it's very hard to give people anything that gives them positive energy. You know what I mean? So it's like me and Mike both, we're sacrificing to give people an opportunity to have something positive for a change. It was something that probably should have happened a long time ago, but God knows best. So the perfect timing is right now. Now we got to go out there. And like I said, Mike is a big guy. Mike is a killer. And for me, I feel like, I don't need to take no more punishment throughout my life. I took enough punishment. I've been fighting since I was 10 years old, and I'm 51. I mean, that's 41 years of taking punishment. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I don't need it. He was off 15 years, so he had a break. I haven't had a break. I've been off just 2 years now. So it's like, I don't need it. He don't really need it, but the people need it. And that's the whole reason we're doing it. The people need it. The people want something. The people want something exciting. So it's like, why would you worry about yourself so much more than if you got to sacrifice yourself to help give the people better spirit, make the people feel better? Then for me, it's like, that's just who I am. That's what Alice would do. That's what I should do.
Nah, that's love right there. I mean, like, even leading into this fight, Roy, did you ever see yourself stepping into the ring again?
I honestly did. I was done. These old bad knees, you'd be like, you know what? I'm glad I don't fight no more. I ain't got to worry about none of that. Then you get that call, you be like, oh, shucks, here we go again. You know you ain't going to say no, not to Mike Tyson. You might say no to anybody else, but not Mike. Mike is like one of the most ultimate guys that ever touched the boxing ring. I mean, how you going to say no to Mike? You know what I mean? You get a chance to go out there and fight Mike. You want to see what it was like to fight Mike back in the day anyway, because everybody was so scared of him. You like, what? Put me in there. You know what I mean? So let me in, coach. So coach called me. Coach said, hey, you still want to get in? Let me in, coach. Put me in.
Man, and here we are, man. It's about to go down. And I've seen you do the impossible multiple times. I mean, let me show you how deep I go with this. I believe it was when you fought, I want to say Andrew Telesco.
In the
Telesco fight, that was the fight I believe you was only punching with one hand the whole night. And then at the end of yeah, and everybody was like, yo, why is he only using one hand? And it wasn't until the end of the fight that you realized, that you revealed that your joint was broke, and you punched him in his arm till you took out his boxing genius level shit. To me, I put that up there with Ali doing the rope-a-dope all night just to wear Foreman out, because it was an ill tactic, but it worked, and not everybody could pull that off.
Of course. And I mean, and I thought about it, but Michael, I mean, I'm just not as big of a specimen as Ali was. If I was that tall, I would probably do the same thing, because to me that would be the smart tactic to take again. But because I'm smaller, it's easier for Mike to get to me, so it's not a smart tactic for me. But I've been thinking about it.
Okay. Even when you put the work on Ruiz to win the heavyweight championship of the world, and no one thought you was going to be able to put it off, and you played a smart man's game, and you worked it out.
Yep. And I'm usually good at playing that God give the smart man's game. So whatever God gives me, I go with it. Whatever he give me tomorrow night, I'm going with that too.
Okay. Now, Roy Jones Jr., this fight has evolved in a lot of ways, leading up to it. Headgear, no headgear, no knockouts. No, you can knock each other out now. Just officially, for everybody who has no idea what's going to be able to take place in the fight, it's like a fight now, right?
12-ounce gloves are no different than 10-ounce gloves. Mike Tyson can break your jaw in 12-ounce gloves as quick as he can in 10-ounce gloves. Roy Jones can put you to sleep in 12-ounce gloves as quick as he can in a 10-ounce glove. These are two dangerous, deadly punches in 12-ounce gloves. If that ain't a fight, I don't know what is.
Yeah. People was trying to undermine it. I wouldn't want to get hit by neither of you in any glove.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Me, because I'm smaller, I probably could take it easy on somebody in a 12-ounce glove. Mike can't take it easy on you in a 12-ounce glove. If Mike hits you with a 12-ounce glove, it's gonna feel like most people hit you with a 6-ounce glove. Because look how big Mike is. Look how fast Mike and how much velocity is on Mike's punches. Mike can't take it easy on you with no 12-ounce damn gloves. You should have put him in 16s if you want him to try to take it easy, or 18. He can't take it easy in no glove. But 12 ounces, that doesn't mean no good. If he hit you one of these in 12-ounce gloves, you're still gonna have issues. So like if I hit him one of these bees in 12-ounce gloves, he's still gonna have issues.
Nah, it's
and the first time I feel one, you know I'm giving one back. So
yeah, I feel like even if it was a situation where there were no knockouts, sometimes when you get hit, all of a sudden you forget the rules, and then all of a sudden it's a fight.
When I look in your eyes, I don't forget the rules anyway.
I hear that. Man, the undercards are also pretty lit too. Out of everybody that's fighting, who are you most interested in checking out?
You know, I like Badou Jack. He's a really good friend of mine, so I like to watch Badou Jack fight. So I hope Badou does his thing. I'm looking forward to his fight. And I'm also looking to the Nate Robinson, Jake Paul fight, because that's a great fight. Those are two good guys. I knew Nate when he was playing back with the New York Knicks, and I always admired Nate for being about my height almost. Maybe he was a little bit shorter than me and could dunk the ball, won the dunk contest, made it to the NBA. The guy's remarkable. And Jake Paul, for the following that he has, so many people follow him on social media. So he brought a lot of different elements to this thing. So they gave us the opportunity to unite the old with the new. So it's old age and new age. Everybody's coming together. And that's why they say the pre-fight sales have already broken records.
Yeah, I'm so excited about, usually it's like, I'm gonna check in for the main event, but the undercard is lit too. I'm definitely a big fan of Badou Jack. I met him at the Deontay Wilder fight, which is like the first time I was really outside back in February, man. But Badou's solid dude. And Nate Robinson, he whooped my ass in a 2K tournament during NBA All-Star Week. Very nice guy. He did it with class though.
Very nice guy.
Cool. So, even going back, through your history, Roy, what is like the first oh shit moment you ever had in the ring? And that's not even like from a bad standpoint, like, whoa, I just knocked that dude out, or whoa, this dude had more power than I thought he had.
When I was 13, I hit a guy with a body shot and dropped him. Sent him to the hospital. I was like, oh crap, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, I'm hitting that hard. I mean, it blew my mind, So I was like, whoa. So that was probably one of my first oh shit moments.
So I would imagine, being that you've been boxing since you said 11, right?
10.
So you've been boxing since you was 10. No one really fought you in school, right? Like, you didn't really have those kind of problems, did you?
I had about 2 fights in school.
Pre-boxing or post-boxing? Like before you started?
Post-boxing, but they quickly learned that I knew what I was doing, and I ain't really have many more after that.
You was the guy after that. Nah, sometimes you just gotta make one example.
That's all. You make one of you good. And what happened, I transferred school districts in the 7th grade, so they didn't know me like that. So when I got there, one guy did run up on me and got the business, and they knew me from that point forward. So I didn't have to do it no more.
It's almost like going to prison. They say beat up the toughest guy, then next thing you know, you make an example, no one bothers you.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So when you think about all your wins, a lot of notable ones, what were the wins that meant the most to you throughout your career?
The first B-Hop fight, because it gave me my first world title. The first Percy Harris fight, where I fought Percy Harris, because it gave me my first title, period. It was an intercontinental title, but it meant a lot because it was the first belt that I had earned in boxing. Then, like I said, B-Hop was the first world title. Then James Toney was the real takeover, where I became pound for pound. And the light heavyweight titles, when I got all 3 of them, became undisputed champ, because that was something I wanted to do before I retired. And then to win the heavyweight title.
Yo, those are all huge moments, man. And I got a chance to check out the rematch between you and B-Hop in Vegas. I think at this point, it was like 12 years ago or something like that. Yeah. It was definitely a vibe, man. You brought everybody out. Amazing match going down between you and Mike Tyson. You got the speed, you got the strength. You have a nice balance of both. Strategy-wise, most people who just assume you're going to try to take them to the deep waters, which I believe is only 8 rounds in this, and then really put the work in? Or are you really trying to like do something that people ain't never seen you do in a minute and just take them out early?
Well, for me, man, it's different, because I kind of play things by ear. It all depends on what God gives me that particular night. If God give me the notion to go get him early, then I go get him early. If God give me the notion to box him and just take him in that deep water, I'll take him in the deep water. The good thing about me is I can do all of it.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's just say this fight goes well. You come out there, hands raised. You're the holder of this new belt. There's a title on the line, right?
Yep.
I was looking at the flight. What's the name of the title?
It's WBC Black Lives Matter belt.
Okay, so let's just say you win the joint. Who can they throw at you next to where Roy Jones would be like, all right, let's run this back. Let's do it again. I'm back.
I don't know, man. It's like I have to see how this goes, how I feel. You know what I mean? I don't really know how I'm gonna feel after this. Like I said, the only reason I did this because no other name could get me as excited as Mike Tyson. None.
Indeed.
So it's like when you talk Mike Tyson, that's top of the line. You don't want to go back downhill. You feel me? All the rest of them don't really matter. Mike is top of the line. When you say Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson, it don't get no better than that. So it's gonna be hard to top that, and it probably be hard to get me to even feel like I want to get the enthusiasm to go back to training again and get ready for somebody who's lesser than Mike Tyson. And to be honest with you, there's not many more out there that are better or more notable than Mike Tyson or more reputable than Mike Tyson.
Would there ever be a loss that you would want to avenge in this similar fashion?
If I lost this, you know I'm gonna want it back. You know me.
Well, I'm not even talking about you and Mike, but even like, anything prior to this fight.
Oh, well, there are losses that you want to avenge, but the problem is now at this age, it's like the money would have to be really stupid for you to take that risk because it's like, when I was going my way up until I did everything I wanted to do, I didn't lose nothing. You understand me? So I don't take those losses like that. People they won, but that's like on the second side. You know what I mean? That's not on the first side. Nobody beat me on the first side. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm good with it. But if the money was right, I want everything I want them to ever beat me. So I take every one of them, line them up one by one. And if it's me and the money was right, like how the zone gave Canelo 20 million or 30 million a fight, I'd be like, okay, let me tell you something. I want him. And I'll be lining them all up just like that. And I'll fight every damn one of them 2 or 3 times if I had to, because that's how I feel about it. You feel me?
I feel you.
Like that. If ain't that kind of money, why would you do it? You got a family, you got kids, you got people that care about you. I mean, I know I'm crazy, but them people, it's not fair to those people for me to keep putting myself on the line unless it was a really good reason. Like I said, if the zone gave me a contract like they gave Canelo, we have a lot of rematches lined up because every one of them had to get it. They all have to see me again.
How old's your oldest child and how old's your youngest?
My oldest is 29, my youngest is 12.
Okay, so when you tell them, yo, jumping back in the ring, what's their first reaction?
No, Dad, we don't want to see you fight no more. You did enough. You did your thing. We good. We understand. We know you're too old to be out there still putting yourself on the line. Don't do it.
Now, what's their mind? If they feel the same way now, or now that they've been seeing the training videos and you got some size on you too? I've been watching the joints leading up to it.
They say if it's Mike Tyson, we understand.
Okay, they get it. All right, so before we roll, man, a couple things I want to pivot on. In addition to boxing, you jumped in front of the screen quite a few times, got your acting thing on. It was definitely, a surprise to see you in the Matrix joints back in the day. How come you didn't jump in more movies? Was it,
It's just, it's like I go by what God gives me. I don't try to push for nothing. Whatever God gives me is what he wants me to have, so I take that. He gave me opportunity to be in those situations. I thank God I was able to do those things, but there's a lot of stuff that comes with those type of things that I probably didn't want nothing to do with. Okay. That's probably why from the scene. So I thank God for that too. And I'm just happy guy that whatever God gives me, I take. Whatever God says don't do, I don't pursue.
That's what's up, man. You gotta listen to the man upstairs. Hip hop has always embraced you very deeply into the culture. You also do your thing too. I heard you got a new song that you drop in at the fight. Are you coming in like, playing in the background, or you rhyming on the way in? What's happening?
Just playing in the background. I'm too old to be rhyming and fighting now. I hey, I better shut my mouth and let it play in the background and save my energy to do what I got to do at the ring, because the energy ain't like it used to be,
I feel that. So, and sometimes when people do extra stuff coming in the ring, they're like, well, if you didn't do, I think it was like Prince Nassim used to come in and do the most. And I remember like the night he did the most was the night he got washed. And it was like, well, if you wasn't doing somersaults on the way in, your stamina would have been better.
Yeah, they got me shell shocked. I'm like, let me shut my mouth, just get onto the ring.
I hear you. Well, yo, champ, I don't want to take too much time from you. I know you got a fight to rest and get your mind right for. Yo, may God's energy be all over you both in the ring that night. And thank y'all for coming alive for the people. And thank you for everything that you've contributed to not even just the culture of sports, but you gave kids out there something to dream about and something to be excited about, man. Like, you know, you did superhuman things. Mike Tyson also did superhuman things. And to see y'all come together for a good cause, man. Yo, man, this is like literally the brightest moment of 2020. I'm excited about it, bro.
My brother, glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yo, peace and love. May God's energy be over you in the ring tomorrow night, man. And we'll see you soon, baby.
Okay, brother.
Peace.